What's happening, boxing fans? It is Dr. Bring It. Today is another good day. Just wanted to share with you guys a little quick something. My nephew had gotten into a pretty serious motorcycle accident. He was out there on the road and lost control somehow. And next thing you know he was flipping over the handlebars. And thankfully, he's okay. But of course, we know that it could have been a lot worse. He could not be with us at this point. So I'm just so happy that he was able to escape this situation with, more than just a couple of cuts and bruises, a lot more than that. However, he's still with us, and thank God, God had given him another chance. So we were actually talking about it, and the moment of him losing the control, it seems like time had slowed down for him. And he could remember every single little thing that happened. Like when your body is going through or about to go through a traumatic experience, something like a motorcycle crash or some sort of a crash, your adrenaline spikes and everything seems to slow down. Everything goes into slow motion, and he was able to plan. He remembers, like, he knew exactly how he wanted to fall, which hand to put down, or how to fall, and which knee to put down, all that stuff. And he says he remembers in great detail on that exact split second. It was as if time really almost stopped for him. And actually, as he was coming through, or as he was trying to get up, he remembers that somebody had come over to help him. And he knew that that guy was coming out of a white pickup truck. And he said to his girlfriend later on, he's like, yeah, it was that guy who helped out from a white pickup truck. And he remembers, he doesn't even remember seeing it, but he just for some reason associated the guy with a white pickup truck. And it was probably something that he had caught in the middle of all of this stuff, because his senses were in such a, in this like state of heightened alertness. It was just amazing how the human body can be like when you're in a time of adrenaline. Which is a perfect segue about the use of PEDs, performance enhancing drugs, in the sport of boxing, but beyond boxing, in any professional arena. Now, PEDs, obviously, with Manny Pacquiao, has been such a huge subject that I wanted to quickly talk to you guys about and get your feel on it. Because, of course, using PEDs like, or just gaining an advantage over your competitors is a very, very serious subject in all professional sports, let alone boxing and MMA, okay? But I want you guys to think about this here. Now, I want you to entertain me for a second here. So, what is it about Manny Pacquiao and PEDs? What is it? Like, why is it even a narrative? I remember the first time that it actually had come out years ago. It was with an interview with Floyd Mayweather Sr. And he was just talking about like, yeah, Pacquiao, he was moving up the ranks, knocking people out, going up these, all of these weight classes. How's he doing it? I don't know. Put two and two together. So is that really the logic behind Manny Pacquiao's ability to move up that there's no other way that he could have moved up other than using PEDs. Is that the narrative that we're trying to stick with? Is that the logic? Now here's the thing. I don't know if race has anything to do with it, but I've been, I've been following boxing for quite some time now, even before Manny Pacquiao. Okay? And before Manny Pacquiao, was there any other boxer out there that has been questioned, who has been like associated with this narrative to question his greatness? I'm not sure. I can't really think of another boxer out there that because he's experienced such great success that they just shrugged their shoulders and said, you know what? There's no logical explanation why they're winning so much. He's got to have been using PEDs. How does that even make any sense? So what is it about Manny Pacquiao? Like, why did Floyd Mayweather Sr. even bring that up? Like, there was no reason to even suspect that. Like, who else are we suspecting out there that has won? Again, Floyd Mayweather Jr. moved up as well. Why wasn't anyone questioning him moving up? I mean, I just don't understand the logic. Now there's, obviously Manny Pacquiao has taken a lot of testing. Has he ever failed a test? Ever? I mean, usually PEDs come into the picture when a fighter has failed a test. What tests have Manny Pacquiao failed? That's the whole thing. I just don't understand. There's been boxers out there or even MMA fighters out there who failed tests, and that's the only time when they actually talk about it. But why was this narrative created for Manny Pacquiao specifically? Now, I don't like to talk about race because I think it's very divisive. I don't like to talk about that. But how about all of the other black champions out there? The ones who have won. Mike Tyson, when he was knocking out so many people, why? Well, okay, why didn't they say, is he on something? No, they didn't talk about that. Why? But why is it with Manny Pacquiao? Now, I'm not saying that it has everything to do with race, but I think we just have to be fair in the sense that what was it about the Mayweather camp that felt so threatened by Manny Pacquiao that they felt the need to come up with this narrative to tarnish Manny Pacquiao's legacy? Why? And I know that there's a lot of people out there, a lot of Manny Pacquiao fans. There's a lot of Floyd Mayweather fans, and apparently those two audiences, those two fan bases, are very, very divided. It's like politics and boxing. You know what I mean? I like to consider myself as a centrist. Okay, because I recognize boxing's skill and I appreciate the sport and the art of the sport. Am I saying that Manny Pacquiao is the greatest boxer with the greatest skill ever? No. But I'm also not saying that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is also the absolute greatest boxer with the best skill ever either. The two of them are different fighters, different styles. I appreciate both fighters for what they offer in the ring. So let's take a step back with this whole PED narrative. So now, let's remember this, people. Manny Pacquiao now, every single time he fights, now because he's got this like narrative attached to him, not because he has failed any drug tests, but because somebody has planted this idea that he is using, illegal PEDs to achieve his success. So now all of a sudden, now he's being controlled by this narrative. See, here's another thing to think about. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has all of the negotiation power. He has all the leverage. He is the A side. He controls the money. He controls the types of gloves. He controls maybe the frequency in which people get tested for PEDs. He controls possibly the judges, the venue, when to walk out, the ref. He controls all of these things. Now, do we hate on Floyd because he has the power to do this? Of course not. That's what you get for being the A side. He has all the negotiation power. Okay? We can't hate on Floyd for that. But we also have to remember that a lot of the success, a lot of the things that we don't see as boxing fans are won in the conference rooms, in the negotiation rooms. So now, all of a sudden, when Floyd Mayweather and when Manny Pacquiao finally met in the ring, Floyd Mayweather pretty much won even before stepping into the ring because of all of the negotiation terms. He already won, and he already won mentally already, knowing that Manny Pacquiao was the one that had to take all the concessions before even stepping into the ring. And now Manny Pacquiao also had to deal with the fact that his name was tainted, that he had to undergo all this and prove to the entire world that he's in fact clean. Again, he's never failed any tests. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but please, people, if you guys know any differently, please share with us when Manny Pacquiao has ever failed a test. Because I want to know. But for what I know, he's never failed a test. The only reason why people are even suspecting anything is because of that narrative. Is that fair? Is that really fair? I guess in the sport, it's all fair. And all is fair in love and war, right? But again, it's kind of just silly how all of this stuff is going back and forth. And we're talking about PED testing. Oh, what about Thurman and Pacquiao? They didn't do any Veda testing. Okay, well, they both agreed to that, right? It's not like Thurman did Veda testing and then Manny Pacquiao refused, unless, of course, that's what happened. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. Is that what happened? So again, from now on, for whatever fights Manny Pacquiao has, 2 or 3 or maybe none, he's got to live with this fact that now his legacy is not really tarnished, but sort of. Now a lot of Floyd Mayweather Jr. fans can enjoy this and rejoice and say, oh, Manny Pacquiao's definitely done PEDs. I mean, for me, again, it would be foolish of me to say that no one has ever dabbled in PEDs, including Floyd. Who's to say that Floyd didn't enjoy some PEDs of his own? But we don't talk about that. Why is that? Is there a double standard going on here? So let's chime in. I'd like to have a good conversation with everybody. To talk about this. I just want to know if you guys feel that it's really fair. Of course, there's a lot of hatred out there, and I just have to put this forth right off the bat. I don't like the racist, back and forth. There's really no need for that. So, I just want to say that even on both sides, I mean, we're all boxing fans, you know what I mean? either Filipinos, Filipinos who are racist against the Floyd haters and back and forth. Like, let's be classy. Let's be respectful here. We love the sport of boxing. The sport of boxing and the skill and the art of boxing has no color. Of course, we want to take pride in our own, of course. But it definitely doesn't give us a reason and give us the right to hate on one another, especially the fact that we're all minorities here. It's like black. Filipinos are even more of a minority here in America. So anyway, sorry to get into that part of it. I just wanted to voice, my take on this whole PED narrative with Manny Pacquiao in comparison to all of the other, very successful fighters out there. Like, but why Manny Pacquiao? Why him? And do you guys think it's fair? So I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time with me and hanging out with me. Keep the comments coming. My last video was a huge success. I love to read every single message, and I try to respond as honestly and as much class as I can. If I'm missing out, people, on some information, please share with the forum, share with everybody, because this is what we're all for. We love the sport of boxing. If you haven't already, subscribe and put some love out there. All right? Talk to you soon.